Hey, I'm Jamie, and today's episode is called Rap Battle Rock. I hope you enjoy. It's warm and peaceful on planet Moon. The sun sits low in the peachy sky, and the space birds tweet and twerp pretty little bird songs for all to hear. But not all is well for everyone on planet Moon. Lewis didn't have a very good day at all. In fact, it was one of the worst he could remember, and he's had a few. You see, today, Miss Tribble, his teacher, had asked them all what they wanted to be when they grow up. Kimi, one of Lewis's best friends, had said that she wants to be a race car driver. And Max, Lewis's other best friend, had said that they would like to be a brain surgeon. When it came to Lewis, however, everyone had expected him to say that he wanted to work in a zoo or be a vet, especially as he's so good with animals. But Lewis hadn't said any of those things. Instead, he said that when he grows up, he wants to be a rapper. His whole class had burst into rapturous laughter at the revelation, except Kimi and Max, of course, who had stuck up for him. But Lewis couldn't shake off the sad feeling, and the sound of Gavin's voice, their mortal enemy, who was repeatedly telling the class how stupid he was. When Lewis gets in, after dragging his feet all the way home from play school, he doesn't feel much like eating, so decides to go straight into his room. Maybe he'll just have an early night, he thinks to himself. No dinner, Pudding? That isn't like you, says Mrs. Fubb, Lewis's mum, as she watches her son mope past. Is everything all right, Lewis? Yeah, replies Lewis, dejected. I'm just not hungry. I think I'll just go for a lay down. And he shuts his door behind him with a gentle click. Lewis lies on his bed. His head swirls with the voices of the other kids at school, laughing and jeering at him. He decides to put on some of his favourite rap songs to help tune them out, until he eventually drifts off into a deep sleep. Lewis shields his eyes from the bright lights shining on him. Hey, what's going on? What is this? He says, trying to see past the glare. Eventually his eyes adjust, and what lays before him can only be described as a scene from a nightmare. Lewis looks out over a sea of people, all looking back at him, all cheering. Welcome, 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 everybody, to the Rap Battle Rock Grand Finale. Lewis looks round and sees a DJ with a microphone greeting the crowd. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a treat for you tonight. Competing for the title of Grand Rap Master and King or Queen of Rap Battle Rock, we have the undefeated, undisputed, lyric-spitting champ, MC Gavin. The crowd give a big cheer. And his challenger tonight, fresh on the scene, all the way from planet Moon, it's Lewis Gubb. Wait, what? This must be a mistake. Lewis looks down to see that a microphone has appeared in his hand, and the music has already started playing. The crowd coolly nods along to the beat, intensely watching him, waiting for him to start. But he's not ready. He'd need time to prepare for a moment like this. Can't they give him 5 minutes to at least warm up? The crowd starts to boo. Lewis doesn't know what to do. This really is a nightmare. Before Lewis can ask for a timeout, MC Gavin walks across the stage and rips the mic out of his hand. He bellows into it. It's okay, I'll go first, and I'll make this quick. Poor Lewis, what a shame. By the time this is over, we won't remember your name. You say you want to be a rapper? Well, that makes me sad. I've never heard anyone rap so bad. So give up now, return the microphone. Except I'm the king of Battle Rock, and march your big green jelly butt all the way home. Oh my days, hollers the DJ. That was unreal. Now, Jellyman, have you got anything to say? Or shall we just give MC Gavin the crown now? Lewis looks long and hard at the crowd, who are starting to jeer him again. MC Gavin is also beginning to celebrate. His rap was pretty good. Maybe he was right. Maybe he should just give up and go home. Lewis bows his head and turns to leave the stage when he stops. What was that? He can just about hear a familiar voice coming from the crowd. You can do it, Lewis. Show them what you've got. We believe in you. Lewis squints through the many faces, and there, he spots them. Kimi and Max are in the middle of the bobbing sea of people, waving back at him. Right, says Lewis, gritting his teeth. If his friends believe in him, then that's all he needs. He marches back across the stage towards MC Gavin and snatches back the microphone, nodding at the DJ to turn the music up. Yo, that's right, I am big and I am green, but that don't mean I can't be a lean, green Gavin grilling machine. You call me names and say I can't beat you, but that's because you're afraid and know I can defeat you. Your vocabulary is limited and your rap's short on time, but lime, wine, mine, shine, Jellyman can make anything rhyme. So I'll accept your apology when we're through with this, and you should be a better person, or else it's Lewis T. Thub you'll be messing with. Boom. Lewis drops the mic on the stage with a thud, and the crowd goes absolutely mental. Out of nowhere, the shiniest gold crown is lowered onto his head, and the whole venue erupts with chants of Lewis, Lewis, Lewis. Lewis! Lewis jumps awake with a little squeal. Lewis, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m. Mrs. Fubb is standing in the doorway to Lewis's bedroom and looks very tired. Oh, replies Lewis, rubbing his eyes and realising what must have happened. Apparently he'd been shouting in his sleep. Sorry, Mum. I must have been dreaming, he says, starting to sound sad again. Mrs. Fubb smiles. She wanders across the bedroom floor to tuck him in and kisses him on the head. Mum, says Lewis softly. Yes, Pudding? Do you think I have what it takes to be a rapper? Mrs. Fubb considers Lewis's question for a second, then replies with a simple, Lewis, if you really want it, and you work hard and practice, you can be whatever you want to be. But just promise me you won't practice past bedtime. Some of us like our sleep. She kisses him one last time on the forehead and heads back to bed. Good night, Lewis. Lewis beams back at her. Night, Mum. Lewis lies there thinking about what his mum has just told him. You can be whatever you want to be. Yeah, I can, he thinks to himself. Then slowly drifts back off to sleep, smiling. The end. Ah, what a nice story. And based on some of Lewis's raps, he's got some real talent. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope to see you next time for the next episode of Planet Moon. Goodbye, everyone.